Hi, I'm Jess and I'm from Dunedin, New Zealand, and my brand is Dust and Dandelions. This is my first YouTube video. I've been meaning to do this for a while, so bear with me. It's going to be a bit rusty. I'm going to go over my general process in Indian ink and then take it into Procreate. This is just going to be a general video, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. These illustrations are for my business cards, but I also decided to make them into small A5 prints as well, which I'll be showing at the end. Okay, so here are the materials that I'm going to use today for this illustration. I've got a pencil, masking tape, high quality water paper, and a board, and it's really good to mask down your illustration because it stops it warping with the water and ink you're using. Brushes, wash, Indian ink, and it's really important to make sure it's Indian ink for this illustration style. A huge thing of water because you don't want to be caught out with too small amount because then you don't have as much control over your illustration. A high quality rubber and an iPhone holder if you so choose to record your illustration. Because I masked my watercolour paper to a board, it means that you can tilt it up and down if you want the colours to run or create like a kind of ombre effect. The great thing with Indian ink is that you can paint and do all your washes over your pencil line work, and then at the end you can just erase it all off, but it won't take any of the ink off the paper. But the key is to use high quality watercolour paper because you don't want the eraser to tear the paper. With Indian ink, I use a combo technique of ink washes and ink line work. Sometimes I start by doing the ink washes first, and then other times I'll do the ink line work first. It just depends on what I feel like, but when I go and change technique for the same area, you've got to make sure that it's dry. Otherwise, you're going to have it all run and bleed together. Make sure not to have wet areas next to each other as they could bleed together, and also try and work from the top to the bottom of your painting, and that way you're less likely to smudge it. keep your tissues handy, because if you add too much water or too much colour to a piece, you can easily lift it off by firmly pressing a tissue on your paper. If you want to darken an area that you've already inked, you can always add extra washes, and this will increase the intensity of your colour. So I use Procreate quite often to colour black and white ink illustrations. It's got quite a lot of benefits, and one of them being that I can chop and change my colours and I don't have to stick to a certain colour scheme. The layer styles I use in Procreate are screen, multiply and overlay, and I'd be happy to do a more detailed account of that if you guys want it later. Cool, so here's the final product. Here's also the business cards. The reason I chose to add nature is it's a huge influence in my life, especially if you know anything about New Zealand. It's a big part of our culture, and I kind of just like ghosts. I think they're quite cool at the moment. I'm really into them, and I've always been into architectural kind of things, designs. I think they're really interesting. The whole idea of them living on after the people that create them is really fascinating to me. And the snake is my Chinese zodiac symbol, sign thing. Cool, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe below. I'm going to have a few more videos come out soon, hopefully. Let me know if you have any questions as well, and feel free to check out my website, my Instagram or my Facebook. Cheers, thanks.